welcome back to our Shelley Geigel album. This is Stella. Okay, we're on to pages 5 and 6. Just do a quick run through of page 4 that we did. Pocket. And that's plenty of room for a picture mat. I'll probably leave that one in there for now. And then we've got up here, we've got a belly band. Okay, it goes, sometimes it's a bit confusing. That way, and that way. Okay, number 5 is fairly simple. I've used similar papers. Now this one, having been cut from here, all one similar, it's a little short. So what I've done is I've cut another piece a nice contrast, and I'm going to put it over there to make a little pocket, just a narrow little pocket. Now this is probably just a sliver, an absolute tiny baby's hair will take off, just a tiny hair. Just that much will take off. Okay, so where you can see that little bend there, my paper is only going to touch that. It's not going beyond it, just going to touch it. So let's get the tape out. Run around. Put a border around it with the tape. And then one down the middle and one on either side of that. It doesn't need to be heavy with tape because it's not a load bearing page. Here we go. And give this a nice old burnish. Make sure that tape is really stuck down. Take off the backing. Okay, I'm going to check for overhangs. I think I might have a little overhang, so let's just smooth it around the edge just to make sure it's tucked in. Yep. Okay. Now where I said just at that sort of fold there, that's perfect. Okay, then we're going to put that over there. Now I prefer to use glue for pockets like this because with the tape it can lift, so that if you're whoops, Facebook, if you pop a photograph or a photo mat inside there, it can slide against the tape and get stuck. So the best bet is just to use a line of glue on each side, and then one across the bottom, and then fit it in place, just leaving that 1/16 of an inch little space at the edge there, and we could maneuver that. Beautiful. Burnish that, get rid of any excess glue that might squeeze out. Perfect. Okay, on to page 6. That's pretty much all we're going to do with page 5. We don't want them to overpower each other with weight. Okay, we've got page 6 base. I'm going to place it so that it corresponds with the paper on page 5. Okay, now I cut this with about 1/4 inch, maybe just less than 1/4 inch border around the page. Okay, now we've got the waterfall pieces. These are 5 3/4 inches across, 4 3/4 down, and with the 4 3/4 at the top of your scoring board, score down at 1/2 inch and then fold that. Okay, I've done that to the 4 pieces. Now I just want to measure up about 3/4 of an inch, perhaps 3/4 of an inch from the bottom. I'm just going to put a little mark there that I can rub out. Put some glue on the flap. Oh, my glue. Sometimes I hate this glue. Okay, put some glue on that flap. Just fold it under. Center it across the page with the bottom of it on that little mark you made, and place that down. Burnish across the top, fold it out, and burnish underneath. Okay, that's our first page. The second one, also glue. On that flap. Now, looking at your first one, place the edge of this flap right at the top. Make sure you've got the sides equal. Before you burnish, just fold it down to make sure we are straight. Beautiful. Open that out and burnish again. Page 3 is just the same. place it against that. Fold it down quickly. You can see I'm a little bit off there, so let's just move it across. Just move it across. Perfect. Last one. Again, match it up. Just place it and fold it down. Pretty good. Okay, now we've got the strap to close the waterfall, and here are my magnets. I've got two. The strap is 4.5 inches by 1.5, and I scored it on the 4.5 side. I've scored it 1/2 inch and 1/2 inch and 1/8, and you get that. Okay, put some glue on the 1/2 inch portion. Center it on the page and tuck it underneath to the back of the page. There we go. Let's go back here and I'll burnish. Okay, I've written magnet over there, so I'll just rub that out. I've been known to forget to put the magnets in. Okay, I've cut 2 pattern papers to fit inside and outside this closure, not going over that 1/8 of an inch fold. So we've got about 1/16 of an inch around the matting. So just put that on with glue. Nope, first we've got to put a magnet on. Put a magnet. And then pop our paper in. Burnish that well, especially around the magnet. Make sure you have about 1/2 an inch from the edge to the start of the magnet, otherwise you might have some lift. Okay, and this one just goes straight on there. That's it, perfect. Okay, to place a second magnet, put the mate of that magnet on that one. Just grab about a 1/2 inch or so, I don't know, 3/4 of an inch or so of tape. Pop it underneath the magnet. There you go, just like that. Okay, now folding this up, Make sure that 1/8 of an inch gusset there is standing straight up. Place the strap and then push that tape in. Just shimmy that open a little bit. There we go. It's stuck in place. And we'll remove the tape backing. And then we're going to cover this, the top one only. And this matting is 5 5/8 by 4 inches, and that fits really nicely over there. I think I'm going to have to poke my glue with my needle again. Come on, it's away. Okay. You can of course use tape for this, whichever's more economical or handy for you. A little bit around the magnet there, just as added security. There we go. Finish that down, especially on the edges if you're using glue. Let's push that glue all over. Okay, now we are following the theme of this paper, and we are just going to put a row on the bottom. Let me just put something underneath so we can see what we're doing. Now the width of this is, it's 1/2 inch by the length of that, the previous picture. So, I think I probably need to refill my bottle. So we just center that there and pop it close to the bottom, but with a, oh, that's probably even a 32nd of an inch. There we go. And the second one. I haven't matched up the pattern of the paper, it's really not necessary. Okay, we've got to, oh, we've got to put more glue in. This is just ridiculous. There we go. Yep, empty. I think this one's pretty much the same. Yeah. Okay, we'll use this one. The trouble I have with my glue containers, you may wonder why I don't use the tape. There we go. 1/32 of an inch. I think that's how you say it. so we're going to do it on the top as well. Hello, little man. Just adds a nice finish, and you don't have to cover the waterfall pieces with pattern paper. You just need that little bit showing. Just two more. You can hear him, a little whiner. He likes to know where we are at all times. Okay, last one for this section. Yep, I think we need to fill up both of my little glue bottles. There we go, so that's our waterfall done. And that goes like that. So number 6 is fairly simple. I mean page 6. So I've just taken something from one of my papers, a pretty rose. I've backed it onto some cardstock, and I'm just going to pop it on here. So just a little bit of glue. Around that magnet there. Yeah, definitely need to. There we go, that's better. Definitely need to fill them up. Whoops, oops, oops. Give that a really good burnish, that one. There we go. Looks good. Okay, so this is all we've got for page 6. Let me finish my glue. I'll finish up filling my glue bottles, and I'll be back in a tick. You won't know I'm gone. Okay, that's all we need for page 6. Oops. Actually, just give you a quick look through there. You can, if you want to, put a strip across there, and I may just do that before I finish off the album. I may just do that. Okay, I've put my tape all across the back. Let's remove the backing. very strong tape. Okay, and I have filled up my little glue bottles. I'm going to put some glue on this. Oh, plenty. Could use some over here. Okay, now place it about 1/8 of an inch or so from the outer edge. And level it top and bottom. There we go. Really good burnish. Because of all that glue, you've got to straighten that out. There we go. Page 6 and 7 done. No, page 5 and 6. Sorry about that. Page 7 is really simple. Let's take my cardigan off. Page 7, we've got our base piece. And then we have a pocket, which is 7 inches by 4. We scored 1/2 inch and 6.5 inches. Turn it round to the 4 inches across and then 1/2 inch down. And those little squares, we're going to take them off and just cut them just to the inside of that score line. Let me show you if you don't do that. I'll show you. See, if you don't do that, then you have a piece of score line there. You've got that little gully. You really want to get rid of that. So just on the other side of that. Let's make it smooth. There you go. You probably see better on this side. There you can see, there you go, this side of it. So we want to throw that away, that piece of the gully. And then we'll fold on the score lines. And burnish them well. I'm going to take a little sliver off the bottom of the sides. Just like a mitre sliver. Bit of glue in that little corner there. And fold it up. Jeffer's being a naughty boy. Jeffer! Okay, we've got a matte piece that goes inside. And we'll just pop that on now. Okay, 7 base piece is 6 inches by 7 3/4 inches, and we're going to put some tape. Oops, sorry about that, showing you around. Put the border around first, as we have done for previous ones. You can see I've gone off a little on that one, so we'll need some tuck in. Okay, this is not being a load bearing, so we don't need to overwhelm it with tape. There we go. Burnish them all down. If you don't burnish this tape really well, it can lift. And then that will create bubbles. And it won't look nice. Trimming off any overhang, that's important, or you can fold it under. Okay, remove the backing as always. This is the boring part. Okay, pretty much center this. Oops, got a little overhang there at the bottom. We'll tuck that in. Okay. Center it on the page best you can. It's the best center I've ever done, I think. Okay, burnish that. Get that tape really stuck down. Now we're going to place our pocket. Put some glue on those folds. And line up the bottom. There we go. Burnish that really well from both sides. I'm just making sure it really is stuck down. There we go. Okay, now page 8. Okay, this is the base page of page 8, and the first thing I'm going to do is grab my magnets. can see where I match magnet. Okay, that's the base. I think it goes this way. Okay, for page 8 we also have a fold out, and this is 6 inches across by 7 3/4 down, and the mat for that is 5 1/8 by 7 1/2. Okay, let's work with the base, the fold out first. We scored at 1/2 inch and 5/8, I think that was 1/2 inch and then 5/8, yep. So let's fold those down. Finish them well. And you've got that little 5. Oh, that's a bit thick there, that's not right. Folding didn't go so well there. Can be a bit awkward when you're working with such a small gully of 1/8 of an inch when your paper is so thick. Just work it slowly and you'll get there. And I think that might be it, or not. Here we go. That's it. So firstly, okay, we've also got a pocket here. And there's no scoring on this pocket. What we're going to do is just fit it across the right hand side of the page 8 base. Make sure you're centering it and each side is equal. Turn it to the back and just ease that piece over at the side. And burnish that good. Here we go. Just ease that over. And we're going to glue that down. Glue one side and then open it and put a line of glue down the bottom on the inside. Fold it back over. burnish, burnish. Okay, and I chose this piece to go here, and I'm thinking I might put that up that way with the lace at the top. So just measure for the inside of that pocket and cut your pattern paper to suit. You may prefer less borders or more border, it's up to you. Okay, now we have our fold out, which is going on the same side as the pockets. So fold the edge so that your 1/2 inch score line is at the right, and you can see the extra 1/8 score line there. Slip page 8 inside there, and turn it over, and just make sure it really goes to that first score line. Just take your time and maneuver it, and then we'll put our glue on. You can of course use tape as well, or tape on its own for this. Turn that over and burnish it. Okay, quickly open it and make sure there is no glue coming through, and we're lucky we don't have any. That's great. Okay, where's our magnets? What do I do with them? Well then, they went walkabouts. Where are they? You have no idea how often this happens to me. I lose things. Never mind, they will turn up. So we want 2 magnets, a he and a she. So I'm placing one magnet here on the inside of the fold out, about 1/2 inch in from the edge, and we are going to pop a little bit of tape over that as extra security. Okay, just fold this flap over, making sure your 1/8 of an inch gully there is straight, and it is. Your second magnet, find the mate, and pop the tape on. Okay. Okay, this is the front of the fold out, and I cut this at 5 1/8 by 7 1/2, but of course if you want less of a border or more of a border, cut it to suit yourself. And this one goes here, same size. So I will just put tape on them, and then I'll show you mine when it's finished. Okay, you can see that I've used tape. I used the thicker tape just because it was closest. There was no particular reason for it. Okay, trim off any overhangs, and I've got a couple. I've just bordered it and put one in the middle because it's not a load-bearing page. Burnish it down. It's real pretty paper. Okay, the second piece, you can see my tape went a little off track there, so I'll add some glue to that. I don't think there's any more. Okay, remove the backing. It's good using the thicker tape. You don't have to use so much. Feeding time, the kennel. Okay, I'm going to be putting some glue over here because the tape didn't hit the edge, and it really is important to get to edges, otherwise your paper will lift. Okay, a little bit up there. Oh shoot, I forgot to take that off, the previous one. Whoops. No. Oh no, I didn't. Never mind me. Okay. This goes there pretty much. Spread that glue. Now just work around that magnet. And I'm pretty sure this is what I had cut for this one. I'm just going to trim it just a little. So we're just going to take a smidgen off there, like a, yeah, probably will need just an 1/8 maybe. And off one of the sides, another 1/8 off. Yep. A little bit more off this side. I cut it wrong, so do measure it for your own. Oops, there we go. That says page 5, but I obviously changed my mind and used another piece. So this is now page 8. overhang. Oops, overhang over there, it's quite a doozy. Okay. Let's remove our backing. Ouch. This is one of Shelley Geigel's more simple albums. She's done quite a few, one of my favourite designers. She's done quite a few that are more intricate and involved than this. But I just fancied this one. Oops. So this goes over there, whoops. And that's it. It is important to burnish around that magnet, otherwise you will get a bubble. And that's why it's good to put that little circle of glue around the magnet. You really don't want a bubble. Okay. So there's nothing much to page 8. Ooh. I didn't need to do that. Because that was... Okay, I didn't need to add that paper there. Do check with Shelley's site for guidance on that one. So I've just put the tape on top of it. It'll just give it some extra strength to the page. It's no big deal, unless you're short of paper. And then you might want to cry. Well, as I always say, I make the mistake so you don't have to. So it's best not to follow on step by step. Just wait till I'm finished, then do it. Okay. Now make sure she sits about 1/8 of an inch from the right hand side. I can't see that very well. Let's put that there. 1/8 of an inch. That looks pretty straight to me. That looks straight. There we go. Burnish well. Let's go inside this pocket and burnish. It also helps to stretch the paper, the cardstock a little, so you can put a few photos in there. Very simple, page 8. Okay, page 9. Page 9, that's the base page there. And just put that up a bit so you can see it better. There we go. And then there's an envelope Okay, the envelope is 7 inches by 11. So that is 7 inches by 11 inches. Put that in your scoreboard. Look at it this way. Score down on with the 7-inch on the top of your scoreboard. Score down 1/2 inch on either side. Turn it around once. Score at 3.5. Been a while since I've done this, so I better check. Score at 3.5. Mine's a little less than 3.5. It's 3.25. But Shelley's instructions are 3.5. Then score again at 4.25. Okay, then you want to cut off from the 3.5 right down to the bottom. You want to cut that from the score line, cut that flap off. So you're left with this. Then, now I chose not to use white paper. I chose to go straight for my printed paper, but that's up to you. My printed paper is 200 GSM, so it is pretty thick. It's the same thickness as my page inserts. Okay, now Shelley's instructions are now from the top, mark down 1 inch, put a little mark on the side, and then mark across from here to there 2 inches. Then put your ruler between those 2 marks and cut off this little corner. Do that on both sides. And then place that on that way on a piece of decorative paper. Turn it over, draw your line, and then cut off those triangles so that this piece is the right way up. Okay, now first up we're going to put a magnet. Ooh. There's one. Ooh, that's a broken. Usable, don't throw it away. This is a magnet I removed from a previous project that I didn't need. Okay, we've got 2 magnets there. I'm going to put one in place there. Whoops. Center it as best you can. And then the mate, whoops, place it on top. I'm just going to put a little bit of glue here on top of that magnet. Because I've used a pretty paper, printed paper, I can't hide this bottom magnet, so it's just going like that. And we'll just leave that there for a couple of minutes. So fold on all your creases. Here we go. I may decide to put an ephemera piece on this, on top of this magnet. Probably will. Oh, remember those magnets I lost? There was one. Oh, here they are. Oh, you see that? Look. Remember I told you I'd lost the little metal pin that goes in the top? The metal tube. It fell down in the bottom. It's right down there. You can see it. And the magnet's stuck to it through this plastic. How weird is that? It's moved now. There it is. Whoops. That is strange. Very strange. Okay. So then what we're going to do is put some glue on here, on those flaps. And close the envelope up. That way. Let's just make sure we've got no glue on that fold. Perfect. Okay, we have this piece. Take off that backing. We'll place this piece on. Oops, we are just a wee bit crooked, but I am going to trim off a little bit of that. Just a smidge. Okay, you can place I'm wondering if I should put something on there. I think I probably should. Here it is. Here it is. Probably a little more than I need. So I'll just whip off a 3/8 there. Oh, my t-shirt. Go down just a touch, band across just a touch. There we go. I will decorate that. I've taken this piece from Shabby Roses, I think, Stamperia, because I ran out of the printing cardstock I needed for my own papers, and it melds in quite well. Because we're focusing on roses, etc., so it came in quite well. I'm just going to put 2 down here. Removing backing. I'm thinking the larger the tape, the easier the backing comes off. Of course, it'd probably make a liar of me now. Nope. Yep. Okay, now this has got writing on it, so I'm being careful about where I place it, how I place it. Just putting a little bit of glue. There we go. Okay, now this is going to have a dual purpose. Pocket itself and pocket. So we are gluing the sides and the bottom. There's the bottom, isn't it? Yep. Sides and the bottom. That gives us another pocket. So center as best you can, just put it over there. It's a little bit off center, but that's okay. That is okay. Square away any excess glue. When you're adding something this thick, do spend some time making sure that your glue is sticking down. It doesn't take long to dry, but just take those at half a minute or so to make sure it's dry before you stop. Okay, we have a bit of a pocket here, and I'm just stretching that paper just a little. There you go, that's page 9. Last page. Okay, and the last page, page 10, we've got 7 3/4 by 11, large fold out, and on the 11-inch side we've scored down at 1/2 inch and 3/4 inch. And then we've gone over and scored at 7 3/4. No, 6 5/8. So we have that. And that's our little gully there. Okay, we've got that one. And we've got fold outs, 2 pieces of fold outs, one for right, one for left. And they are 6 1/2 across by 7 3/4 down. We have scored on the 6 1/2 side, we've scored down at 1/2 inch and 5/8. We've done that on both of them. So crease those well and fold it so that you're folding and holding at the 1/2 inch crease line. You can see the 5/8 crease line on the top. Do that on both of them. And this is my page 10 base piece. It's 6 inches by 7 3/4. You may want it larger than that, that's up to you, because there's plenty of space on the back of the book. But I'm keeping it level with all the pages. So, oh, and we've also got two pockets. We've got 6 5/8 across, 4 1/2 down. Now on the 6 5/8 on your scoreboard, score down at 1/2 inch and at 6 inches, so that you've got 1/2 inch either side. Turn it round to the 4 1/2 inch across the top and score down 1/2 inch across that side there. Again, you can see our little squares, so let's trim them off outside of the score lines. You can see it better on the back, outside the score lines. There we go, and let's fold them up. Same with the second one. I'm finding that my folds go smoother if I hold it up like this rather than put it on the bench. Put it down for burnishing. Okay, as always, just take a sliver of an angle off that one on the side and on the other side. It helps it sit smoothly against the bottom piece. There we go. The sides fold in. See, as soon as it hits the table, it goes haywire. Okay, we're putting a little bit of glue on there. Same method, we've done this before. Turn it up and then burnish. Okay, for these two pockets, I chose these. I bought these from Temu. I'm sure everyone is familiar with Temu, and I want to use them on here. They don't exactly match, but that's not what I'm concerned with. I'm not concerned with that at all. So what I'm going to do is face down, place them together as close as possible. And then we're going to use some tape to make it into one piece. Okay, I like that. So I'll take off. It's just a matter of measuring and taking off what you want to take off. Or you could simply cut from your favourite papers that you're using for this project. I just wanted to add these lacy pieces because I think they're just beautiful. So I'm trimming it. Okay, we'll work on the other two. That's pretty good. Put them together. Just use my scissors to trim this piece. They look really, really pretty. I love this one. It's gorgeous. Okay, we're going to remove that tape very gently and put some glue. This is a fairly thin paper, so I think we will pretty much cover it quite well with glue. And of course you do have that piece of tape down the middle which helps to secure it. I'm a little crooked there, but I'm not worried. Not worried at all. Wherever you are in the world, I hope you're having a lovely day. We are cold and dull here in Victoria, Australia. Cold and dull. I think it was 3 last night, something like that. Now we have to place, put these to the side for now. And this is our backing piece, our page 10 backing piece. Okay, let's get stuck into this. We'll take our 2 side fold outs. Just move this out of the way. Okay, with the 1/2 inch score line right up against the base piece, oops, which I told you was 6 by 7 3/4, pushing this right up against that 1/2 inch, and we're going to glue that in. Now, if I was using bought paper from a pad, a double-sided, you would find that would have a picture on the back too. Okay, folding out that other score line, you can see we've got our 1/8 there. Now on the other side, push it right into that 1/2 inch score line. I think my paper is just a smidgen too long. Never mind. Okay, glue down there. And bring it over. Okay, so let's open them quickly and just make sure we've got no glue on the inside there. This one is just a little, I wonder if I could lift that, see if it's, no, so just a little bit crooked there, but we can't fix it, so we'll leave it and ignore it. Now if you can see, my base page is just a fraction taller than it needs to be, so we'll just take off that little bit there. Okay, there's our fold out. Make sure we've got those gullies creased, and you've got that. Okay, this piece, the 11 by 7 3/4, is going to go onto the right hand side. So fold it and crease it really well on the half inch score line. Fold this one over so that the half inch score line is at the very edge. Now we're going to slip that inside here. Let's just make sure we are straight. See, we are just a little bit off there, so just maneuver it. Straight, that's straight. Whoops. It's like trying to do a 3-point turn and you end up doing a 15-point turn. Oh, next door's doggy's having a say, and of course our little man has to have his answer. There's your buddy. Okay. Now recrease our little gully there, and that's what we've got. I do believe this comes on the outside. Okay. Now after this, okay, I went ahead and added these sheets to either side of the base piece. And remember we covered the pockets. We're going to put one on either side here. We could have put them like that, and then that way. We've got options here, so you do what you would like. So if we do it this way, we have still 2 pockets. So I'm going to go on each side, I think. Hello, little man. What scared your little butt? Okay, fit it to the bottom of the printed paper. There we go. Burnish well. There isn't too much left to do now that we're on page 10, but I have run out of paper and I've run out of ink. So we're going to try and see if we can make some magic here. Okay, these pages are fine. Flip that over. Let me just double check, see if I need any magnets anywhere. I was talking about an envelope. What envelope? Well, it doesn't appear there are any magnets, but do you know, I'm going to put one. I'm going to put one here, and then on the other side. Okay, let's take those two. There's one. With these magnets, I don't know where I got them, but there's no actual plus or minus. Both sides of the magnet are equally the same. Okay. So bearing in mind that we've got a little gully there to fold out, make sure it is standing straight up. And this one as well. Okay. Shimmy that open and we've got magnets placed. Great. Just having a sup of tea. Okay, I've got, like I said, I've run out of paper and I've run out of ink from my printer, and I still need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I still need 5. But what I'm thinking, let's look at all of these cut-offs that we've got. We can make a patchwork one. For instance, this one, because this is going to be folded in for a large pocket. I don't need a huge sheet, I just need a strip that goes in there, so we can find one of them, that's fine. But looking at this pocket that Shelley has designed, I'm thinking that's a bit too big. So I'm going to look at, just let me find my ruler. There it is. So I'm going to look at shortening that and not actually cutting it, but folding it maybe. It's actually 4 1/4 inches, so if I fold down inches, maybe 3 3/4. Look at 3 3/4. If I fold that, oops, shoot. Okay, just put this on the scoreboard. And I'm going to score it down that folded line. That's it. Then we are going to fold it over that way. So we have another little pocket in there. You can put small photos in. I think that's pretty neat. I like that. It looks crooked, but it's not. It's absolutely square on. Okay, let's look at the pieces we've got. That'll be nice in there. Or that part of it. That part, I think. So I'm going to cut that there and there. Now, do I trust my hand cutting? Nope, I don't. So we'll use the ruler. It's not worth getting the big shot out for this. The big cutter. Whoops. That looks right. It's removed in a bit. Call me the make do queen. I can make do. Let's just see how much we can make do of this. What can we put in here? We'll put this one, it's fine. So I'm not giving you any measurements here because, as I said, I'm making do, and you do your own measurements. In fact, you probably won't need to do it this way because you'll have plenty of paper. finish. Get rid of any excess glue. Beautiful. Okay, now we are going to fold up this one. So we just a bit of glue there on that side and on this side. And then we're going to fold that in. I was thinking of doing this. I wonder if I'm too late to do that. Yes, I am. Perhaps not. So you don't have to use a punch for this, you don't have to do this at all. This is just my make do, so punch that. I never know which way these go, seriously. Yeah, I did that double. Okay, I didn't like that, so I cut that off. A little experimenting too. So I put some glue on this strip here. We're going to put that on there. And then we'll just close off this. Just a small little loop of a pocket, that's fine. You can put something in there as long as you don't cover the magnet. There we go. I'm happy with that, that looks good. Okay, now this one. this is from the same pattern, or not, might not be. See what else we've got. We could put that up there. We can create a pocket. Or a belly band. We could put a belly band across there. I've got lots of strips, lots of little strips I can use. I'm keen on using this at the top, so I'll trim it there, and bear in mind I've got no white cardstock left, so all I've got is this. Oh, I tell porkies. Do you have some? Got some strips. These are the 200 GSM, so I can create a pocket. Let's see if I've got a bigger piece. How big they are. I keep all my offcuts because you just never know. That's too small. This one looks pretty good. Oops. Never throw away all this. I have used pieces from here for this one. And what I would have done, if I'd had any ink, I would have joined strips together and printed that way. Okay, take that away. Let's take this one. That's a beautiful size. Let's just cut this one down to size. And we're going to glue that in there. Whoa, 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 whoa. Can we move that across? No, we're stuck. I think this is probably a good enough height. So we are, the scrap is 6 1/4. So I'm going to score it firstly at 1/2 inch. Let's just fold that. And that's the edge of my paper there. So I'm going to add 1/2 inch to that mark. And cut it. Score that at 1/2 inch. Turn it round and score across the bottom at 1/2 inch. Nice. Okay, again we're going to snip off that corner on the outside of the scoring line. Trim off a little angle there, and here. Okay. I best rub out all my pencil marks. Oops. Dirty rubber. Okay, let's fold the sides in. Bit of glue on the bottom, just on that little bit there, and fold it up. I'm bringing it up just 1/8 of an inch from the bottom, fitting it across the sides. Now you could, if you want, before putting this in, run this through the Sizzix and put a nice frilly edge on it. Okay, what am I going to cover this with? Well, that bit just fits in there perfectly. Oh, Jaffa, stop it. But I'm going to use that piece. that beautiful big pink rose. Oh, I have definitely gone away from Shelley's instructions for theirs, simply because I've run out of paper and ink. Just to remind you. I like this one because it's got Southampton, England on it. I'm not English, I'm Scottish, but same part of the world. Let's put this, here we go. So you can have a photo mat in there. You can put a photo across there, photo across there. Very nice. So what is that magnet for? Okay, that's the way. I can get confused, easy peasy. So these go in and that goes across. So let's see what we can do with this piece. Memorandums. I don't want to add any more pockets, so we might just go for stripes. This is going to stand up, so do you know what I'm going to do here? I'm going to put some glue in the middle and just close that middle bit. You can still see we've got some room here for some little tiny photos. That's easy peasy. Let's make sure our magnets are working. Yep. Okay. We can go stripy. Be short, but hey, we can put something across the bottom, as that goes with that. Hang on, I can put them, I like that, we'll put that way. So let's just mark where we want that cut. There, firstly. Put it across this way. Oh, that's better. It looks like it might follow on. So we'll just put these together as best we can. The big one's a bit longer, so I will trim that off once I've done this. Start there and go up. I'll just trim it off where my my tape finished. Maybe a little past it. So I'm just trimming off that 1/4 inch, if that. Okay. So I like that. I do like that. So it still needs a little bit more trimming on this side. So we'll just take off 1/8 of an inch, I think. That'll be enough. And that's going to go there. Beautiful. Okay, let's see what we can put across the bottom. We've got some timber. I don't want to use any of these larger pieces because we might need them. Actually, I'm kind of looking at that. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So turn that over. That way. Okay, so now we're going to remove the tape backing. Place glue all over, including the tape. Remove the tape backing on the magnet on the base page, and here we go. I'm really happy with this Mag Do. That is really good. What have we got there? That folds in, that goes there, that goes there, great. So that's the base, we don't need to put anything on there, which is good. So that's fine. So we just need something for the front. Front now. Okay. I really like this. It's not from my papers, but I think it will go nicely because it's got the roses. So we'd have to put some sort of strip. Right. It's not ringing my bell. Prefer to stay with my papers as much as I can. That's upside down. That's it. Okay. What else have we got? That's nice. Yep, I'm going to put that in. Put it straight in. So I'm making a patchwork quilt. Okay. That's good. Now, what can we put? Oh, there's a bit of Paris there. And we're a bit short, so that won't go. What's this one? A bit short. That's fine, so it looks like we've got this one. And I'll just trim that off. I'll trust to my hands with scissors. Good. Whoa. Too small. I am looking at dividing this page up. Dividing this page up. Just a little bit short there. We'll put this one in. And I'm going to put it towards the edge. Meeting at that one at the top. And then I'm going to put this one here, but I'm going to take off an 1/8 of an inch on the bottom. This is real patchwork, this one. sure our writing is the right way up, but I think that's it. Straddle that across there. Straighten it down. Okay. Now we are going to do something. That's a bit short. I'm liking this piece. Or we can have another pocket. We can make another pocket here. Just a small one. Let's first make sure we've got enough paper to put on that pocket. Oh look, and that follows that. Brilliant. So we are three and a half. So just score down that on the long side at 1/2 inch. And just fold that for the moment. And we need 1/2 inch over that. Where is it? Seriously, where are you? Oh, there you are. 1/2 inch beyond that. Okay, take it back to the scoring board. And score 1/2 inch. Rotate to the short side as across the top and score down at 1/2 inch. And we've created our pocket. So again, we'll snip off our corners. And just take that little sliver off there at an angle. That one and that one. Oops. We've lost just a little bit there. glue on that little corner and then fold it up. So let's see which piece is too small. So we'll go with this one. Oh, hang on, we'll go with this one. Make sure we got the writing correct. And I'm going to keep the rows in it. So we're going to cut it inside that line and inside that line. Where's my lines? It's just a tad over 3 1/4, that's fine. And this one here, I'm just making sure my writing is up. Oh, I never made sure of that one. It is. Phew. Oh, look at that. Oh, isn't that pretty? But no, we want to follow on with that writing. So sometimes it is difficult to choose which side of the paper to use. Oh, trying to get it straight and make it crooked. There's a little bit of lift there, so we're just going to pop some more glue in. It dries fairly quickly. So here we go, and we're going to pop the pocket in. And I'm going to match it up with the bottom of this. Remember, that's a bit longer, and we cut these short, so match it up to that long piece. Match the sides. And burnish it well. Pocket. I could add another little pocket there. Okay, we're going to be sticking this in our book now. So we need to cover the back with tape. Around the edge. And I'm going to put 3 across. This is quite a busy page. I might even put 4 across. Plus I am going to add some glue. There we go. I'm going to burnish this really well, as always. Make sure I've got no overhangs. Got a little bit there, but I can fold that over. It's easily done. Take that up and just fold that over. Let's grab our book. Page 10 space. Okay, make sure we know which way is up. Okay, I am going to add some glue into all these spaces. Plus a bit around the edge. Okay. Now placing this even with that, the bottom of the other pages, and even just inside our covering page there. So about 1/8 of an inch from the edge. Oops, a bit, whoa. I think we went a bit too low there. Just open it all out and burnish this. I should have put a bit more glue so I could have more maneuverability. That's it. Well, if you actually look at the front, at the first page, it is lower than the others, and it matches the back. How cool is that? That's great. Okay, let's do a quick run through of what we've done so far. We've still got to decorate the front and some of the pages. So on page 1, we've got this little flip piece, which has got two pockets, 3 and 4 pockets in there, and we will put some picture mats in. There's a magnet closure, good. Page 2 is just plain, and I'm happy to leave it plain. I may change my mind when it comes to decorating it and put maybe a little corner tuck spot, not sure. And then page 3, we've got 2 pockets. Page 4, we've got the flip outs. Huge pocket here, which will fit a really nice big photo mat. Fit bigger than that. That one won't go in there. Okay, sometimes I forget which way this goes. That way. No, these go first. Okay, we've got another pocket over here. Just plain there, and plain, and then that goes like that. It keeps sticking on this. I wonder why. Why are you sticking on that? And I added just a little tuck spot in there where we can pop, we can actually put a nice large photo mat in there. That one. And here we've got our waterfall. I'm happy with that, the way it is. And we've got another pocket here. You can put photos here, there, plus in the photo mat, which will go in there. And then the next page has also got a pocket. I'm leaving that alone. Put photos here. And here we've got our little envelope. And there's a pocket behind it where we can put a photo mat. It has to be a smallish one, smaller than this piece. Plus photos inside the envelope. Okay, and this page that we fudged, and it turned out really beautiful. Really beautiful pockets. I'll leave that for a nice big photo. Pocket, photos, and we've got a pocket there and a little slip spot here which we can put something, maybe a tag or something in there. Pockets, and that's that. I'm thinking I may or may not cover these spots in between the pages. I'll have to get some more paper and some ink for my printer before I can go any further. So that's all we've got for now, and I hope you'll come back and see me finish the album all together. Thanks very much for being with me, and I hope you've checked out Shelley Geigel's website for the actual instructions on this album that I've followed. Okay, thank you very much for staying with me. Bye for now.